We are talking with Scott Kellen from SixCentSports.com, SBR contributor John Ryan from JohnRyanSports.com, and professional NFL handicapper Vanessa Walsh previewing Week 8 in the NFL right here on the SBR TV NFL Experts Roundtable. Now let's just get to the Monday night game, and that is San Diego at KC. KC is a home dog of 3.5 points. And let's start with Scott on this one, because Scott, you had a great call on the Jets last week. You were leaning towards San Diego, I think, earlier in the week, but then you looked at it, more in depth and did some more research into it, and then started to really like the Jets, and that is they did wind up getting the cover. KC's off a great shutout win at Oakland, no slouch this year. San Diego lost to the Jets off of their bye. So should the Chiefs really be a 3.5 point home dog here in a Monday night game?
Probably not. I've got stuff going both ways, so I don't have a strong opinion on the game, but I did go against San Diego last week with the best bet. Actually, I also had Kansas City with the best bet last week. And matter of fact, I was just looking here, and I didn't even realize I'd really done this, but I've gone against San Diego actually the last 5 weeks from 3-2. In doing so, I had Kansas City at San Diego early in the year when they were getting a bunch of points. San Diego's an average team. I think people think they're better than what they are, but I don't think they're really that good. They're average. They average 5.7 yards a play. That's against a bunch of teams that give up 5.7. So that makes them average in offense. They allow 5.4 yards a play. They do that against a bunch of teams that average 5.4 yards a play. So they are about as average as it gets. But they do apply to my turnover table play this week, which is basically going to say that teams have turned the ball over a lot. They're not going to continue to do that. And when they do that in the right situation, they're bound to turn that around and get some turnovers in their favor and cover the game. So they apply to that situation. But the flip side of that, I have Kansas City applying to a fundamental rushing situation that's been very good for me over the years and is 11-6 this year. So from a situational standpoint, it goes both ways. I make the number about 2 points here for San Diego, so I think there is some value to Kansas City. And I think Kansas City over the years has been pretty good as a home underdog. But because of that situation, with that turnover situation that applies to San Diego, I don't think I can go against them this week. But I'd probably lean towards Kansas City, if anything. All
right, cool. Vanessa Walsh, thanks for coming back on the show this week.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
You got a little bit of flack on the forum for being a female handicapper, but that doesn't bother you, does it?
Not at all.
No, you're used to it, right?
Yeah.
And the fact is, a woman can handicap a football game just as well, if not better, than a man, and have a baby while doing it, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's see. What do you have to say about this Monday night line? Give us a winner here.
Okay, well, I'd love to say that San Diego's going to come out and play strong like they usually do, but then they always go flat at the very end, right, when we need them to finish up most. So Kansas City's probably really jacked up off of that amazing win last weekend against the Raiders, shutting them out. I think Kansas City +3 might not be such a bad bet.
Yeah. I agree with you. There, you see SBR, a woman can handicap an NFL game just as well, if not better than a man. John Ryan, what do you have to say about this line? KC +3.5, you like it?
Well, I'll tell you what I do like, Peter. I like the under on this game a little bit. I think San Diego, as Vanessa just pointed out, needs to stop the collapses in the second half. Obviously, they had one against the Jets and against a Kansas City team here that's dangerous at home. And when you think about it, this is for first place in the division. If KC would win this game, they'd have the tiebreaker over the Chargers. Obviously there's many more weeks to go, but this is a pretty important game. And in my experience, the better team plays the better defense, and they take on a more conservative scheme on both sides of the ball to minimize mistakes, minimize turnovers, minimize missed assignments, anything that can go wrong, they attempt to minimize and simplify the offense and the defense accordingly. So I think this is going to be a game where KC's going to have trouble gaining yards. They're going to have trouble getting any points. I wouldn't be surprised if KC had less than 300 yards in total offense. And one of the things with San Diego, when their defense has allowed 150 or less net passing yards in a game, which I think is a real possibility, they're 3-9 under. In other words, 9-3 under over the last 3 seasons, and 47-12 under since 1992. So I think that's a key barometer. If the San Diego defense plays the way I think they're capable of playing, it holds KC to less than 150 net passing yards, it's clearly going to be an underplay.
All right, well, I think that no matter how this game turns out, the books are probably going to need KC to get a cover here, and if San Diego covers, they'll probably take a loss on the game. That's our preview of Week 8 in the NFL here on the SBR TV NFL Experts Roundtable. Thanks so much once again to Scott Kellen from SixCentSports.com, SBR contributor John Ryan, and NFL handicapping expert Vanessa Walsh. Thanks, guys.